Sports talk conversations with a good laugh mixed in. This is the Sports Talk with Thetford and Ashby podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
All right. Yeah, I left mine in my truck. It's at the shop. So I got Gary's headset.
Have you done McGavick yet?
No, I'm not yet. They're next. They're not. They're in the next break. Cardinal Sports Center. Y'all remember Cardinal Sports? Remember it was downtown, and you go into the store now, and you're going, "What in the world?" It's the most magnificent store out on the Loop and Slide Road, south side of town, and it is a fantastic store. And you'd never dream that a Cardinal Sports Center would look like this one does, but it is fantastic. You can do shopping for your whole family right there. All right, we've got Monterey class of 1974. You don't believe it's been 50 years?
No.
Gary Garth right here, J.C. Aiken, Jay Atkins, all basketball players for Coach Joe Mahaka at Monterey. Those are great memories. Have y'all been talking about it any?
Last night and all this morning, yeah. We have.
Stopped.
Yeah.
Great stories.
I know, they are great stories.
Yeah.
They really are. So many fun memories when you think back about your days at Monterey and those years. It was a great time to be a Plainsman, I can tell you that.
It was a great time to be there. The school was great. The kids were great in athletics, academics, music. I mean, it was a very diverse and incredible group of people, really was, in that era.
Yeah. And what did y'all think when JC showed up?
Hey, it was about time. We'd been trying to get him here for 50 years.
Yeah.
And now he's here, and I think he's had a great time.
Have you had fun, JC?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Do people remember you?
I don't think they remember me. I think they remember how tall I was.
That's it. Well, if they remember how you were when you were here, what would they think? Because you're different now, aren't you?
I think so.
You are.
Where you live now? My wife's trained me up. I live in Wichita Falls.
Yeah, he's with FCA, Fellowship of Christian Athletes.
I was there a little while.
Yeah, and you liked it.
I loved it.
You did really good.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I heard good things.
It's a good organization.
It really is. So what are you doing now? Retired.
Nothing.
Grandfathering.
I got a little land with some cattle, but that's not a everyday, all day thing. Got 4 grandkids, 2 more on the way.
Oh my goodness.
Got a 6'8" son-in-law, 6'6" son-in-law.
Oh,
got a 6'5" daughter.
That makes you feel good. You're not like that.
We go someplace, they don't notice me.
You know, the bad thing about doing nothing is you don't ever know when you finish.
Right.
You know, how do you get through?
Another day.
The sun goes down.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
All right, I want Jay to show his shirt in a second, but what is your shirt? What is that?
My son has changed jobs, but he was a football coach at Wichita Falls High School, and this is the Coyote.
Now, Wichita Falls is like changed their schools.
Well, now it's Memorial Mavericks and Legacy Leopards.
Why'd they do that?
That's a good question.
Why didn't they keep it one Wichita Falls Rider, one Hershey?
We're going to be one of the few
Yeah.
towns in Texas that does not have a high school named after the town anymore.
Well, you know, and Wichita Falls has a tremendous legacy in athletics.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like a team that never won. They won state championships.
6 of them.
And they just do away with it. I mean, I don't get it.
And those 2 schools they built are gorgeous. They're huge.
Yeah.
Really.
They are good?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So they tried to make it okay.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, Jay, show your shirt. Tell people about it.
Okay. This is a shirt that Mandy West, who was in our class, they put extra padding in this area, but
In that shirt?
Dirk West at our 20-year high school reunion made this, and it's Pinocchio with his nose growing, and it says, "You haven't changed a bit." So we changed it up a little bit to use it for our 50th reunion also, and this is an extra small, but there are other sizes available.
Yeah, they put that padding in there.
Yeah, they
that was
did.
Nice.
Yeah,
That was nice of them to do.
Yeah, that was thoughtful.
Yeah.
Jay, well, how big were you when you played your senior year at Monterey? Tell everybody.
When I was 5'5", but I weighed 120 pounds, so I had that going for me. And we had a preseason picture, and it was the 3 seniors. It was Gary, JC, and I. They were on their knees, and I was standing.
Yeah.
I was the same height as these 2 guys. JC was a little bit taller than I was.
You were the same height, and they were on their knees.
Yeah.
Hey, Gary, how tall are you? You're not like,
6'2".
Yeah, like
no,
that.
I'm not like that tall.
Yeah, like
6'9".
Yeah.
you're 6'9". 6'9".
I've been 6'2" since Ninth grade, though. I haven't changed a bit.
You're starting to stop growing.
Yeah, I think I'm shorter now. I think I'm 6'1".
Well, you do shrink. You do shrink a little. That's y'all were the three seniors.
We were.
On that. Who else?
Steve Thornell, Beaver Davis.
That's right.
Oh, Beaver was on that team.
Yeah.
Stephen
Davis. Yeah.
Yeah. We called him Beaver.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Didn't
gone.
know he had another name.
He's gone
years.
now. Have y'all?
Yeah.
It's amazing when you have these reunions. We had big classes back then.
Yeah.
A bunch are gone now, and we've lost a bunch.
We lost 62 out of our class. Of
About 10%.
About 10%. Yeah.
That is a bunch.
Yeah.
Well, and also Gary West. He's here this
That's right,
weekend.
he's
He was manager.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw him last night and actually this morning. So
He had great stories. He got Grady Newton in a playoff game, got his fourth foul in the first half.
Yeah.
Gary's on the bench doing stats, throws his towel down and yells, "The ref, that's a technical foul on the manager."
on the manager.
On the manager.
On the bench.
And Gary didn't know this till later, but Alice Mahaka said that Coach Mahaka went out and talked to that official and told the official, "You just ruined my career. He's special needs, and you've really embarrassed him." Gary didn't know that
You can
for
hear
years.
him saying it. You can hear him saying
Special needs.
it. Yeah. That's exactly what he would say.
I know. I could just hear it. Yeah.
I know it.
That was funny.
Yeah.
That is. So if Grady was playing,
Yeah.
and Gary was a sophomore,
Right.
and was the manager.
Yeah, we were all sophomores. Yeah.
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 How about that?
You got to have some Mahaka stories.
Well,
gosh.
everybody's got Mahaka stories. It was a very unique time, and a lot of people love playing for Coach Mahaka. I did. I loved playing for him.
Yeah.
And a lot of people didn't like it because it was slow, and we worked the ball.
The stall
game.
Yeah.
We just passed the ball, just pass it, and we'd eventually lay it up. Eventually, you'd have to throw it to JC, wouldn't you?
You had to throw it to Dan Irons our junior year and JC our senior year, or there were times when I was going to shoot, and I could hear Mahaka on the bench saying, "Get him out of there! Get him out of there!" before he even shot.
Well, I remember a Lubbock High game. The score at halftime, we got the ball from tip, and we stalled the whole first quarter. And the first quarter, the score was 2-0, Monterey.
Wow.
Yeah, we stalled the whole quarter.
Yeah. We played over at Chapman Field my senior year, and it was 11-9 at half.
There you go.
It was 11-9, and they beat us. And we held the ball, ran it down in the second quarter, and we took a shot because we were going to, we were up one. No, we were tied. We were going to be ahead. And we take a shot, miss it, and foul them on the rebound. We walk to the other end, and they lead at halftime.
There you go. Yeah.
And you're like,
Yeah.
and
Five
the guys
shots, five total shots.
We were holding the ball under my arm like that. And the Lubbock High guys, old Utley and those guys were calling us, standing right next to the floor, calling us every name in the book. Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
But I love playing for Coach Mahaka. I really did.
Coach Knight, Carl.
Oh, Carl Knight.
He was
scare you to death.
He's a legend. He's a legend.
He is. He's gone. Alice Mahaka has passed away.
Yes.
Joe, we'd like to say hi to Joe. I stopped by and talked to his daughters the other day and visited with them. He still lives next door to where his old house is, and we have a lot of good memories of him. Great coach.
Yeah.
Great person.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. I mean, he was different.
He was a little goofy. Like World War II was a little noisy.
Yeah.
But we love him. But we love him. Yeah.
He was funny. He was unique.
Well, see how this would go over nowadays. I did my student teaching under Coach Mahaka.
Yeah.
And we'd stand out in the hall in between classes, and kids go by, and he'd go, "Betty, come over here. Come over here, Betty."
Yeah.
He says, "What's that on your neck?"
Yeah.
He said, "I thought you were a good girl."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I go, "Whoa."
He
She'd have a
would
hickey on her neck.
He would do it.
he would do stuff
He would
like
do
that.
stuff like
all
I
the
thought you were a
time.
good girl.
Yeah. He'd make you break up with your girlfriend. Because that would you're not concentrating.
If you had a bad game,
He worked on DD for years. Even after he'd be walking through Dunlaps and yell, "Hey, DD, where's Jay?"
Yeah.
She was already married and had kids. He didn't care. Yeah.
He was funny.
Yeah.
JC, you were a special project, weren't you?
Very special. I mean, I started at 6'3", 165 pounds.
Oh.
Graduated at 6'9", like 195. So,
Unbelievable.
like my sophomore year, I mean, I think the only reason I even got to play basketball was Monterey. Remember in the summer they had the open gym?
Yeah, oh yeah.
And I was up there on my bicycle, and Carl Knight runs into me, starts talking to me, and he more or less told me that I had to come up there and start playing. And didn't the winners stay on the court or whatever?
Yeah.
That was my goal, was to be on a team where, we get to keep playing.
Yeah.
A few years ago, we were talking. JC had come in and he reconnected with Coach Mahaka, and I was there. And Mahaka is talking and says, "Well, JC was the best guard on our team." And I said, "Coach, I'm standing right here." And he said, "I know.
I can hear you.
I know."
Yeah. JC could play outside.
That was amazing. He had a lot. He could move inside. He could handle the ball for a big guy.
Yeah.
He was.
Could shoot it.
Shoot. Yeah.
All right. I know you went to Tech some. Tell us your college career.
So, first of all, Myers recruited me, but I guess I had the big head. He didn't recruit me enough, so I go to Angelo State.
He didn't recruit me enough.
Well,
He unrecruited me.
I mean, y'all know what I mean. Anyway,
Yeah.
So I go to Angelo State.
Money wasn't quite right.
And so when I go for my visit, I stay at the coach's house. I didn't stay in the dorm. I'm like, okay. And didn't really see the players that much. I'm like, okay. So I signed my letter of intent, blah, blah, blah. I go down there my start of the freshman year. I'm the only freshman.
Huh.
I'm like, well, you didn't recruit any other freshmen? And I don't like saying stuff like this, but I was pretty good. And the juniors and seniors that I was going to be playing ahead of would just beat me up in practice every day.
Yeah.
And so I left and called Coach Davidson, and he's like, we got to be real careful what we say. Coach Davidson, for those of y'all that don't know, that was Myers' assistant coach. And he said, we really can't talk. And I said, okay. He says, but if you'd like to come back here and walk on, we can do that. And then, so I'm playing at Tech. I had to sit out a semester or a year or whatever. And Nat Lunn, from Wichita Falls High School, we played against them in high school, and we were mortal enemies, but we became friends when he was at Tech. Well, then he left because he never got a scholarship, and he was like my best friend. And when I was in high school our senior year, I thought our unity was like off the charts.
Yeah,
we were all close. I can remember, I was telling Gary this morning, we had a bumper pool table in our dressing room, and nobody was in a hurry to go home after practice. We played bumper pool forever. And so I just didn't feel that unity at Tech. So I left and I joined the Air Force and spent 3 years, a little over 3 years in the Air Force. And so I get in the Air Force under a guaranteed enlistment program. Well, after Tech school, they involuntarily changed my job, and now I'm going to be a forward air controller on the ground. 6'9", guys with scopes called snipers.
Yeah.
What's that?
I can see him.
I see a target.
So, back to the ranch. When Nat left and went back to Wichita Falls, he went to Midwestern, and I was dating a girl. When I was in Air Force, I was dating a girl from Dallas, and I'd go from Dallas over to visit Nat at Wichita Falls, and I'd just go watch him at practice. I had no idea that coach knew who I was or anything. I don't even know if I ever talked to him. Well, I'm in the Air Force in Korea and get a letter in the mail. Coach Stockton, if you can come to Wichita Falls and be here August 4th or whatever, I'll give you a full scholarship for your remaining years of eligibility. Okay. And and the Air Force let me out early when I came back from overseas. And the greatest thing about that is I met my wife of 43 years.
Yeah.
And it all turned out well.
What's her name?
Relinda. But the basketball was, some people don't believe this, the basketball I played in the military was some of the best basketball that I played. And I'm not talking about me playing. I'm talking about who I was playing.
Competition.
Because I ran into so many guys that if they didn't have a drug record or 4 kids because they got kids pregnant in high school, for whatever reason, they couldn't go to college and play.
Yeah.
But they could play in the Air Force. I played on 7 basketball teams when I was in the Air Force.
I bet you did.
And,
Hey, tell them about your 3 girls that played college volleyball. How tall were they?
Okay, my first daughter was 6'3", and she played volleyball for Wichita State University. They were perennial top 25, top 10 in the nation in attendance.
Yeah.
Number 2 daughter was 6'4". She played at Florida Atlantic University in Boca Raton, Florida. And then my 3rd daughter, 6'5", played for North Texas. And then after 2 years at North Texas, she ended up going to Dallas Baptist. And everybody was like, did your girls not play basketball? I'm like, they liked having the enemy on the other side of the net.
Oh, that's amazing, JC. It really is. And you guys, what a blessing. Gary's, of course, they've been longtime friends of the Garth family. But and Cindy, did she come with you for the?
She's here.
Tell everybody where you are now, what you're doing.
Okay, well, me and Cindy have been married. We've celebrated 45 years of marriage in May. And we looked up after a year or two ago, and all of our kids were gone. There was 2 in Rockwall and 1 in Richardson. And I retired, and we decided we were probably going to just move there. So we had, about a year ago, moved to Rockwall, Texas.
That's a good magnet to get down there.
Yeah. Well, we figure we help grow them up and take care of them, and there's going to be a time when they're going to have to take care of us. So we want to make it as easy on them as we can. We'll be close.
Well, the music's playing, so we just have another. Go ahead and now you just sit around all day now?
Yeah.
Play songs, smoke.
Yeah, Cindy doesn't like
smoke
it.
Weed and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, Cindy doesn't much like that, but I've learned to enjoy boredom. I'm okay with it.
I've always known that about Gary.
Yeah.
He's in for boredom.
I'm okay. I'm okay with that.
Let's just sit here. Get your rocking chair.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
We'll come back. I want you guys to tell. JC's told a lot about what he's done, but his family. But Jay, you can, when we come back here in just a minute, we'll get you to, because Jay, long time, many of y'all were his clients. He's a dentist for how many? Forever. Long time. We'll be right back. We're doing the Monterey 1974 basketball team, 50 years out.
Wow.
All right, Jimmy, what's your picture from
Sports talk conversations with a good laugh mixed in. This is the Sports Talk with Thetford and Ashby podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Red Zone Cafe, 37th and Slide Road. If y'all want some good food and great service at a great price, go to the Red Zone. Take your group over there. It's great. 37th and Slide Road. And they got a little meeting room in the back. And a couple of them, y'all could maybe get that back there and get all the gang back in there and talk to everybody. It's really, really a wonderful place to eat. Bednar's and Associates Insurance Company. This is Daryl Bednar's and Bunny and their kids, and they can do any kind of insurance that you want, anything you're looking for. But if you're an ag producer, if you're a farmer, rancher, like JC Big Rancher, he needs to talk to Daryl Bednar's, get everything covered. And Daryl is a pro at the business, I will tell you. He'll give you great counsel on exactly what you need, and you may have what you need. And if you do, he'll tell you, you got exactly what you need. Stay with the company you're with. He will treat you right. At Daryl Bednar's at Bednar's and Associates.
We're back to Sports Talk with Thetford and Ashby on Double T 97.3.
Definitely mentioning. All right, McGavick Nissan and Infinity of Lubbock. I don't have my pickup because I put it in the shop at McGavick 2 days ago, or day before yesterday. And I've left my headset, so I had to get in the back, because I don't ever want to leave it, because I'll leave it at home if I take it out. So I leave it in there all the time, and I had to borrow Gary's because mine's in my truck at McGavick Nissan. But I had the best time down there. They're one of our big sponsors, and met a new guy named Josh. He's 6'7", played basketball, and he walked up to me and said, "Do I know you?" And I go, "I don't know." He says, I said, "How long have you been here?" He goes, "I've been in Lubbock 6 weeks." I'm going, "Well, probably not." But you just got here.
Yeah, you're famous, but
I'm not that famous.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was from way off somewhere, but had the best visit with him. And I tell you, I had so much fun just at the great people working there, and they have wonderful vehicles. They have a bunch of selection, and they've got a Pathfinder in the inside. It's like under $50,000, like $45,000, and it is gorgeous. I would buy it if I just. It's that good looking of a car. But they got great vehicles. They're in Infinity of Lubbock on Spur 327, and then McGavick Nissan right there around the corner. Y'all need to go there. They got some 0% financing. available right now, and some great deals at McGavick Nissan and Infinity of Lubbock. All right, Brent McGavick.
Well, the funny part is you said it's just $45,000.
Well, today...
You guys in high school, what did you drive and what did it cost?
That's a good question.
My first car, I paid cash for mowing yards. I paid $600 for a 66 Mustang.
Yeah.
$600.
Oh,
66.
I wish I still had it.
You were first.
guarantee you.
I traded it in, and Gene Messer ended up with it, and I tried to buy it back from him like 20 years later, and he said that's not for sale.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
I wish you'd have hung on to it, too.
Me too. Little
Yeah.
white convertible.
Oh, man, a convertible.
Yeah.
Man, no wonder you got a date.
What do you got? What do you get? I know that.
68 VW Volkswagen that we turned into a Baja Bug, which you put a kid on it, and I'd forgotten, but Gary told me that we used to drive around in that thing, and I rolled it.
He rolled it with me.
I told JC, you remember you would take that thing out and roll it and scare people. And he's like, I never did that.
We just get out and turn it back
Gary
over.
said, I was in it with him when he did it.
I was
I
there.
had selective memory.
But see, I could fit in that car because you remember it had the tall roof.
Yeah.
My problem isn't my legs, it's my torso.
You'd hit your head on every
People
car.
are like, you drive a Volkswagen Bug? And I'm like, yeah.
Let me tell everybody who's here, and those that are listening by radio. Gary Garth is here. They're all 74 graduates of Monterey, played basketball for the Plainsmen. This is Gary Garth, J.C. Aiken, and Jay Atkins. And because Gary and I forget we're just sitting here having a talk, we forget that people are going, who are they talking to? Yeah. But those that aren't watching
All
on
right,
TV.
Dave, what was your car?
My car was a Pontiac Catalina 404-barrel four-door, handed down from my dad.
Four-barrel?
I was glad to have it. I was glad to have it, and it was not a chick magnet.
It was
Yeah,
not.
No, it was not. But it got me around.
And
did
you
the
don't
best
wish you still had it.
I do not wish, yeah. They would have gladly sold it back to me 20 years later from the wrecking
I
yard.
had to give it to you.
Yeah.
You haul it, you can have
You
it.
were so proud, weren't you?
I loved it. I loved it. Yeah.
I remember that.
Oh, it's just, Kip Bash. Y'all remember Kip?
Oh, yeah.
But he had that little orange car. I don't know what it was. We could pick it up and move it with our hands. We'd get 5 or 6 of us. We'd move it. He couldn't find his car after practice.
They
Put
would.
it in the hall, didn't
Yeah, we put it in the hall in the annex.
Y'all picked it up and set it while they were out of town one night, and they came back. His car was sitting on the shop loading dock.
Yeah.
You remember that? Y'all picked it up and set it on the loading dock.
Yeah. It was
4 feet in the air.
Tiny. Of course, Kip was tiny.
I think that's a felony now.
Probably is.
Yeah.
Probably is. But it's so fun to get together at these things. To go see everybody again and tell everybody kind of what y'all are doing. Y'all had a deal yesterday and last night.
Yeah, we had a little. There's stuff going on probably yesterday afternoon. We had a deal last night out at the range and visit till 11,
Yeah.
11:30.
Yeah.
Breakfast this morning, then we got supposedly a tour at Monterey at 10:30, 11, and then a dinner tonight.
Yeah.
Is what we got.
Where y'all having
Yeah,
your dinner?
that's right.
Where's the dinner?
It's at Lubbock Country Club. We're going to have 236 people there.
Oh, that's
We
awesome.
had a great turnout.
That
Great
is
turnout.
awesome.
Yeah.
My
really
50th
good.
COVID was
Oh, yeah.
wrapping up. We still had a good crowd, but
Yeah.
everybody was scared. Anyway, Jay, tell us about your history and
Well, I tell you a little bit about my history at Monterey. When sophomore year, when basketball ended, I got my cleats and my glove, and I was walking out to go try out for baseball.
yeah.
And Coach Magel would kid around with us. He was fun, and he didn't do that much stuff like that with the baseball players. But I get out, and he said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm coming out to try out for baseball and win me a place." He said, "You're a really good basketball player." So I said, "No, Coach, I really want to come out and win a place on the baseball team." And he said, "You've got a great career in basketball at Monterey." Well, the third time he told me that, I realized he just invited me not to try out for baseball.
He's very nicely.
You're a good kid. He didn't want to have to cut you.
Exactly.
But Jay was a good baseball player.
He was.
We're on
Yeah.
the same.
Little infielder, little
Dwayne
shortstop.
Clanton.
Yeah,
You
Sorrells,
are.
Pat Sorrells, Steve Hoare.
Sorrells.
I played. They put me over at shortstop when Pat Sorrells was pitching, and the first game they hit one in the hole, and I went back. I didn't have a real strong arm at that point, and
Still don't?
I did a loop. I kind of lobbed it over to Gary. We come in that inning, and he says, "Don't ever do that again. You throw it as far as you can, as hard as you can, and let me take care of the rest." The whole rest of the season, I short hopped him the whole season, and he never missed a ball. He scooped it.
And he never forgot to wear his cup either.
That's right. Yeah.
Jay's playing short.
Amazing.
Good thing he doesn't throw it very hard.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Anyway, I did practice dentistry for 41 and a half years. Loved it.
Oh my gosh.
My daughter Summer bought my practice from me. She's practicing there and doing great. So proud of her. And then I've got a daughter, Camille, who is a PhD audiologist. And then Dee Dee was school administrator in Lubbock and retired.
Yeah.
Good group of girls.
I'll give Summer's last name, and because she's, I'm assuming, would take another.
Summer Roark, and she's a great dentist, smarter than her dad, and really amazing.
It's funny how it works that way. Like,
I know.
yeah.
She was a cheerleader at University of Texas.
Oh,
and
she
it was fine. We disowned her, but other than that, it was great. It never bothered us. Yeah.
Wasn't she a gymnast?
She was a gymnast.
Yeah.
She was a gymnast. Yeah.
Good, wasn't she?
Cheerleader. Yeah. She was really good. Yeah.
I remember that.
So I had a niece that lived with us that lived with Caroli for 4 years and went to the '88 Olympic trials. Tina, great girl from Wolford.
Yeah.
Ended up, I think 10th or 12th in the Olympic trials, and didn't make the Olympics that year, but got a full ride to Stanford, and then got an MBA at Harvard. And
Gosh.
met a guy there, married him. He's a big teddy bear kind of guy, not athletic, but music, theater. And she got an invitation to go to Bella and Marta's 50th wedding anniversary. And he said, I'm going to find out if Tina was really a gymnast. People didn't know. She didn't brag about it. I've got her Olympic trial posters up in my house in Alto.
That's awesome.
People didn't know. Well, he called me afterwards and he said, guess what? Guess who I sat between? And I said, who? And he said, I sat between Mary Lou Retton and Bella Caroli. He said, I think I was their entertainment, but Bella Caroli loved Tina and invited her, just a special thing. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Now you're kin to Jimmy and Johnny Owens.
Jimmy and Johnny Owens are my cousins. Jimmy was a dentist.
Hate to let that out, but
I know, don't hold it against me, but I love those guys. Spent a lot
they're
of
so
time
great.
with them.
Great family. Y'all a great family.
Yeah.
Did so many great things here in Lubbock and just
I tell
supporting.
you. People don't know all the stuff that Johnny Owens did behind the scenes. Never, anonymously. I knew people that got money for college scholarships. Ladies that would get a check every month that he heard needed help, and nobody ever knew they did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great guys.
Great guys. Great
Yeah.
family.
Yeah.
Great parents. You had great parents.
Absolutely.
Oh, he had
Yeah.
a great dad.
Great
Glenn
dad.
and Joanne.
His
Yeah.
dad at church would always give, well, you did that at First Baptist, I think. He'd always have gum
Yeah.
and stuff and give you.
I give candy to the little kids.
Well,
That's where that whole deal got started.
He worked for Wrigley's or something.
He taught Sunday school till he was 84.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
he
my
taught
gosh.
the 4-year-olds, and it worked great because he couldn't hear a lick, and they talked constantly. They loved him, and they got gum.
They got gum.
Yeah.
What'd you learn at church today?
Yeah.
I like juicy fruit.
Juicy fruit.
Mr. Glenn.
Spearmint.
Yeah.
Mr. Glenn.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's something else. It's so fun to. Y'all brought these trophies in. Y'all are the first group that went back and brought your trophies. This is
Jay did
champions of District 4-4A, 73-74. That's a good one.
Yeah.
And what's
that's
this other one?
by-district. I think that's a by-district
Oh.
trophy. Yeah.
Is this?
Yeah.
Yeah. This one's by district.
Yeah, a lot of those were in storage. And Miss Metter, thank you for her to
Leslie.
going and getting them. And
she's
it was
great.
really nice of them. And then I think Marlon Hamilton will bring in the state 1974 baseball trophy. We got
good.
that, and we're supposed to guard it with our life. So make sure they don't dump it over.
So they can put it back in storage.
Yeah.
Well, our trophies were in
hide it away.
the case. My trophy, our trophies it was on the bottom left corner, and it had dust around it and cobwebs on it.
Yes.
69-70s.
Yeah.
And
We had a group of waiters last night that waited on us at the range, and before we left, they said, "When we get old, we want to be just like y'all."
did they really?
Yeah,
We
they
said,
did.
Thank you. I think.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
You take that as a compliment, JC?
Sure.
You
Yeah.
did?
Sure.
Well, I think they were just happy with the tip mostly.
Well, that helped. Yeah.
That,
Yeah.
that smoothed
I
it
haven't
out.
been out to the range. It must be.
Oh, it's
It
a
was
great
nice.
facility.
It was really nice.
those wait staff took care of us.
They were
hauled
good.
stuff out, tables, chairs, put them in pickups, and
Is that on Indiana?
Indiana 122nd. Great folks.
Out to where our select teams used to play out there somewhere. And
Yeah, it's really not indoor part of it, and they make pizza and wings, and they take good care of you.
Now, it sounds like a guy's deal. Were the girls all there too every day?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a big place.
They enjoyed it. Yeah, and it was 102 degrees, and so I did get a phone call saying, "Who picked this place in the summer when it's 102 degrees?" And I just said, "I did."
Oh,
But I said, that guy's going to be in charge of the next one.
Yeah.
so it was good.
Whoever gripes has to do the next one.
Have to do the next
Yeah.
reunion.
So, who was a homecoming queen y'all senior year? Who was Miss Monterey?
Miss Monterey was Dee Dee Stevens.
Dee Dee.
Atkins.
You
Yeah.
married the Miss Monterey?
Yeah, and I didn't get Mr. Monterey. It was an upset
tell you
of
what,
unknown
He
proportions.
might not have got Mr. Monterey, but he was in the running.
Yeah.
David was in the running. I'm pretty sure the three of us weren't in the running. So, but
Mr.
JJ
Monterey?
was.
I think Charlie
Mr.
Waters got something.
Oh,
You know,
Charlie
and
Waters.
I don't know what he has that I don't have, but I don't want to answer that question. So, yeah.
What's Charlie now? He's an attorney somewhere.
Yeah,
Attorney in Dallas.
Yeah.
10 years ago, he didn't come to the reunion, but he saw the pictures on Facebook of the Friday night event.
Yeah.
He jumped on a plane Saturday morning and came for
Is
Saturday.
Is that right?
Yeah, he did.
You don't want to
Great
miss
guy.
out.
No.
No.
Was he here this one?
No.
No, but I'm expecting him to fly in today. I hope he does.
He's
Yeah.
too busy to come in for two.
That'd be a great story. Yeah.
Well, your greatest memory, your favorite teacher. Gary and I, one of our favorite teachers was a lady named Miss Dalrymple. Y'all probably remember her. She taught
Absolutely.
math.
Yeah.
And she would let athletes make sure they got the right answer. You'd turn in your paper, she'd bring it back to you and say, you want to check number 4 and 7 again.
Check
She
your
did.
That's why you got to see.
I know it.
Thank goodness for
This
making
is
us
a true
see.
story. David didn't need Ms. Dalrymple's help. I did. I turn in my paper and I go sit back down, and I know I've flopped. She brings it back and she stands over me and she goes, "Now, Gary, you didn't want to put that, did you?" I said, "No, Ms. Dalrymple, I didn't want to put that."
Yeah.
And she goes, "What did you want to put, Gary?" I said, "I don't know, Ms. Dalrymple." And she grabbed my pencil and she goes, "Now, did you want to put that?" I said, "Yes, Ms. Dalrymple, I want to put that."
That's it.
Now, that's a
That's
great
amazing.
teacher.
Yeah.
She was scary.
That's a great teacher.
she was kind of scary. Like you thought she'd be mean, but
Gary
she was a
graduated
sweetheart.
in the top 5% of the bottom 10% of his class.
Well, Tony Carlin and I had the exact same GPA down to the 100.
No way.
I'm not going to tell you what it was. But
Yeah. Who was your favorite? Did you have a favorite or a memory that was just stood out?
There's a couple. One is Rob Knight. He was kind of like that in history.
Yeah.
He would say, "We're going to have we'd walk in. He'd never tell you, but he'd say, "We're going to have a test today, pop test."
Yeah.
And he goes, "This easy test." So he goes, "It's open book, open note, open friend. I'm your friend." And he would take it. Open friend. Yeah.
And I'm your friend.
And I'm your friend. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, he was funny. But Miss Parker, the old bookkeeping teacher,
Yeah.
she was hilarious. She did some funny stuff in class we probably can't even talk about these days.
The teacher. JC, anybody that you probably need a lot of help, didn't you? I'm just messing with you, JC.
This is my memory, and I told this to not too long ago. You know, here we come our senior year, and all these great basketball teams that have come before us. We start district 0-2. Got beat by Hereford by
I don't even
1
remember all
point,
that.
Yeah.
and Coronado by 2 points at home. We start district 0-2, and you know, we didn't really have a lot of. Jay and I didn't have a lot of varsity experience. Gary did, and you know, we're just a young team. So second round of district, you know, you played 2 rounds of district. The second round of district, we're playing Coronado at Coronado. Place is packed, and we go in at halftime, and I don't know what Joe said, but I'm sure it wasn't great. We weren't.
He wasn't happy.
Yeah, he wasn't happy, and so we're about ready to go out, and Mike Davis, who
Yeah.
went before all of us, and Joe
Joe Barnes.
walk in the dressing room and they kind of corral me, and I was afraid of Mike Davis from the get-go. Joe was a real nice guy. Mike was too, but Mike scared me. And they kind of gave me this pep talk, so to speak, about how we needed to pick it up and everything and blah blah blah. It just scared me to death. We go back out, and as we all know, we won the game and ended up
changed the whole life.
Yeah.
You won a district championship.
That's right.
Guys, this was fun.
It was.
Gary
more
Garth,
fun than I thought.
Gary Garth, J.C. Aiken, and Jay Atkins.
Yes,
you
sir.
guys are awesome. Have fun at your reunion. Tell everybody we said hello.
We'll do it.
On your mighty Plainsmen.
We will.
All right.
Thank you for
We'll have
having
baseball, guys, when we come back.
Thank you for having us.
You bet. On Sports Talk with Thetford and Ashby.
Now,
Sports talk conversations with a good laugh mixed in. This is the Sports Talk with Thetford and Ashby podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Let Optimum be your MVP, carrying you the game with our fast 1 gig internet with 99.9% network reliability. Visit Optimum.com to learn more.
Rub off on me. I'm going to move them chairs around. I don't get too much culture.
Yeah, I ain't got it. Doing a commercial here. J&W Services, Lenco Distributors in Midland, Texas. Everything has to do with the wellhead. They can help you. They can help you with anything. I'm telling you, it's an amazing company. Lots of companies in one company at J&W Services, Lenco Distributors. Texas Tech people, owned and operated. And they do a great job right there in Midland, Texas. You got it, Coach? All right.
I'm working my way.
Now we got the baseball
Well,
group here. The state champion baseball team.
That's the last thing she told me.
Coach, I printed out the box scores.
Oh, Lord.
I did.
That's good. I get to learn the names who play.
Hey, Rocky, yeah, scoot up just a little bit.
You know what?
Rocky, guess where Gary's going to sit? You're going to sit here by Coach Shankle. You move over here because you were his favorite.
Oh, my gosh. Okay.
I know it. Well, you had a desk in his office, didn't you?
Pretty much.
That's what I heard. Is that right, Coach?
Hey, but let me tell you something. Let me tell you
David.
I took care of him since he was about 6.
Oh, hold on, Coach. You got to talk into
10
this.
years old.
Okay.
There you
It
go.
was pretty awesome.
Y'all share, Rocky.
We got it right
All right.
here.
Yeah,
I
sure.
talk loud enough, it won't matter.
Now you do. And Gary will lean in there with you. I already told him that Coach Jimmy was sitting over. I told him to scoot over here by because he was a favorite.
Oh.
And everybody knew it. Everybody knew it. Everybody else, Coach Gary tells a story all the time about how he used to duck when he came into the baseball office and try to get by the window where you
I
couldn't
go
see.
in.
And you went in the office.
I go in and talk about life.
Coach, what are we going to do today? Let me tell you some things we need to work on. That was Coach Shankle. It's so honored to have you guys here.
Well,
Coach Magel, it's
appreciate you
always an
inviting
honor.
us out. It's a real honor.
You're something else. You're a legend.
50 years ago. That's hard to believe.
It really is. I can't believe we've gotten that old. Jimmy Shankle's right here. What are you doing now? You retired?
I work my grandkids out at my house. We're going to see if they can play a little.
Yeah. Rocky Albertus. And, boy, you guys, what a team y'all had.
This man here,
Look
he
at
hit a ball farther than any human being alive. I don't care. I played pro ball. It
could
doesn't
hit
matter.
it.
He could hit it a mile. A mile. Remember that home run against Caprock?
Yes,
At
I
Caprock?
do remember
I had
that
been
one.
thrown out of the game.
hit it over the track.
Yes, he hit 2 that day. I had been thrown out of the game. I think Larry had been thrown out of the game because we were arguing with the umpire. And so after the game, we still beat them pretty good. I said, Rocky,
Still beat 'em.
why didn't you get in there and get after those guys? He said, Shankle, I wanted to hit again. he didn't care.
You want to do that one more time?
That is a true story. Yeah, because the last one he hit out again.
Oh, you did?
Oh yeah, he was phenomenal.
Still has the record.
Yeah, I hit 12 my senior year, and next year he hits 15 like it's nothing.
Yeah. So that's the record. 15 home runs in the history of Monterey baseball.
Yep.
They don't hardly hit home runs anymore. I don't know.
They don't.
Well, they were little guys.
Well, you never even see what they're doing. Since Avalanche Journal doesn't cover anybody, you have no idea what's going
Well,
on.
I tell him what to think, Coach.
You get to internet, Coach. You got that.
Oh, that's way beyond my pay grade.
I know. Well, Randy Rosette, I'll have him start. I printed out the box scores from the state tournament. You guys didn't line it up with the bats down there.
No, we did not.
Y'all had 4 hits in the state championship game, and you had 3 hits in the semifinals.
Good pitching.
Oh, it was? Okay, let me see how y'all did individually. You remember that, Coach?
Man, I don't remember all the players.
I can tell you, I don't know if I even got a hit.
in 2 games.
Let's see.
These guys are brains. They know what's going on.
Alberta's in the semifinals, just to let you know, Rocky, you were 0 for 4.
Sounds right.
Did you remember that?
There weren't many over.
You weren't hitting them out of the ballpark down there, huh?
There weren't many.
Shackle, it doesn't look like you played. No, 0 for 3.
I probably walked once.
Yeah,
Rocky got 4 at bats. I got 4,
yeah,
but I walked.
Because the guy behind you, Horn, had 4 at bats, so you walked.
Yeah, and
Who got a hit?
Horn had a hit.
Really?
Richard Ball's 3-run home run.
Bowles hit the home run.
Marlin had 2 hits. Hamilton had 2.
Hamilton had 2 hits.
He was 2 for 2, scored 2 runs, and had an RBI.
His 2 hits.
He was
that one game was how many he hit, how many hits he had as a sophomore the whole year. He had like 125 or something. Oh yeah, that's more than.
Hardly get here and defend you.
I mean, the guy's carrying that. He's carrying y'all down in the top.
He did carry.
Hey,
he led off in El Paso. The first pitch of the game, he hit it out of the ballpark.
Marlon had.
Don't you remember that? Oh, he crushed it. Crushed
Dudley Field.
Dudley Field.
Yeah, I went down there and watched you guys play. There's Marlon, the one they're making fun of.
No, we're not making fun of him. We love Marlon.
All right, next game, Marlon, he was 0 for 1. Y'all didn't get to bat much. Harrelson 1 for 3.
We're at the state
Alberta's
tournament.
0 for 3.
We're in the state tournament, but it's not easy.
And I was 0 for something.
No, Shaka, you got a hit in the state championship.
Well, looky there.
You were 1 for 3 and scored a run. You didn't have an RBI. That's the game you pitch hit Richard Bowles.
3-run home run.
3-run home run.
We were playing softball out at field number 1, and we stopped, and they said he's pitch hitting Richard Bowles. And we go, Richard Bowles, and he hits it out of the ballpark.
Yes,
we went nuts out
Sophomore. That's his only home run.
That was brilliant, Coach. How'd you know that?
Man, I was desperate. We were out. We were outmanned.
That left-hander.
He couldn't
Man, they had
those curves.
They had lots of talent. We beat 2 good ball clubs.
Yeah,
We were flat as we could be though when we were down there. We didn't play like ourselves at all.
Who had we played before we got there?
Well, we played
Carrollton.
R.L. Turner.
R.L. Turner at Dallas. I go by that field about twice a week. And every time I go by that field, I tell my grandkids, I hit a home run to right field, and we won the game 3-2.
Yeah, you did.
hey me.
I'm just kidding. I don't.
I know you don't.
But I'd go by that field all the Rivershine.
Yeah,
I'd go by that field all the
The
time.
hitter's ballpark.
It was.
Yeah.
But you know what I did? When I came around, there was quite a few scouts in the stands, and the deal on me was he can't do anything but pull. All he is a pull hitter. So when I hit that ball to right center field, home run, I came around the deal, I took off my hat, and went like this to the scouts. I tipped my hat to them.
We didn't lack for confidence.
No, none of that bunch.
No.
The hard, Rocky has said it best, we competed the hardest against ourselves.
Yeah. That was kind of the trademark back in the Monterey. You remember we had fights? We had fights all the time at practice in basketball. I don't know why we were fighting all the time, but it's just competitive. I guess in baseball you might not have fought that much unless they were throwing at you during BP or something.
Oh, there's a couple.
Yeah, me and Larry had one. The Raging Bull pinned me against the fence at a Bell Red Chick. Hell, yeah, I didn't throw a guy out, and Larry said, why don't you blankety blank throw somebody out Shankle, and I gave him the 1-finger peace sign, and we got the inning came out, and I'm putting my stuff up, and I look up, and here he comes.
If you don't watch it, he's going to come again.
No, he is not. We're way past that.
Oh, y'all are?
So I've got Mr. Gary on video. I'll show y'all later talking about that.
He got a video of it?
Not of the incident.
Nobody had a video.
Larry hit me. I hit somebody, but it wasn't Larry, thank goodness. Otherwise, he'd probably kill me.
Really good.
Yeah, that's funny. He came after you. You don't expect that, do you?
No.
We're buddies. Hey, remember?
Hey, and the day, the night before, we had played Plainview in Plainview, and Larry and I, he drove his daddy's big Cadillac. And he took Donna with him, who he married, and then I had a date,
Yeah.
We took dates to the ball game. We spent all day and all night together at.
This is the Bell Red Checks.
Yes.
This isn't Monterey.
No.
Coach Magel would let you take your dates.
The night before, and then the next game, me and him were having fisticuffs.
Y'all were double dating in a fight.
Yeah.
Oh my.
All right, Coach. What do you best remember about? Well, let's talk about these two guys.
About Shackle and Albertus?
Yeah.
Well, first thing, Rocky could turn the wind around when he hit it.
Yes.
I mean, he could hit the ball over the left field driveway out there. Not left field. He hit it out in the cotton field. Yeah. He could hit the ball farther than anybody I had. Jimmy was just a complete player. He was I had you from the time you was 6 or 7.
Yep.
And we had a good relationship, and he got to be where he was just accomplishing everything he could do. So, I was thinking on the way up here with my grandson a while ago, out of the 9 starters that we had, 5 went into pro ball. The
others played college.
Yeah, another ones went to college. So we had a great bunch of guys, and I worked you guys really hard. So when you played, it was a day off.
It was. Yeah.
Games were easy. We could ever get to game day, that was a day off for us. Because
the reality, though, all these guys pretty much on this team were at the baseball school ever since we were 6.
Yes.
Just about every one of us.
That's true.
I just happened to work at the baseball school, so I didn't have to pay because we didn't have any money.
I took you home and everything else.
Yeah. That old beat up Chevrolet.
That old maroon Ford.
That maroon Ford.
Oh, wow. That was before the blue station.
Oh, yeah. I used to drag the field in that, put the bases in there, everything went in that. Yes, that was a long
little storage
time
shed.
ago.
Yeah,
it was.
Can you believe how different? They've done a good job with Magel Field, and I'm so glad it's named after you. This is exactly what it should be named, and I love the fact that they've got all the awards and the teams and the records that are up there on the wall. It really paying honor to a great program that you built at Monterey High School.
Well, we had one of the best programs in the state.
Yeah,
and being out here in West Texas, it's hard to be respected, especially in the Houston area.
Yeah, and
they respected when they heard Monterey. They knew that we had come to play.
Yeah.
Going through Dallas, El Paso, and getting to Austin and playing against the Houston teams, that was a challenge for a bunch of kids from West Texas.
Yeah.
But we had the discipline to do it.
Well, back in those days, Coach, I just remember all the great games with Abilene and with Midland. And we had good baseball players out in this part of the country.
Well, everybody had one. Eventually, during the 40 years I coached, there'd be two good players at one school, and you had to play them all.
Yeah,
it was like one school playing them all, and boy, it's tough. But golly, handed to the kids, they all bought into the program, and it was fun. We worked hard, but the reward was good.
One of the greatest things I've ever heard you say, and you've said a bunch, was, David, I think you need to go back to the gym. No, that wasn't one of them. I was going to play baseball my sophomore year, and I went over there, and it rained. It was real muddy outside. We were all in the girls' gym. I bet there were 120 guys in the girls' gym. Back then, we called it the girls' gym. And wiffle balls were flying everywhere. It was just a madhouse. We got through with practice that day, and I went up to Coach Magel, and I said, I'm going to go back over to the gym, to the basketball. He goes, I think that's a good idea.
David, in all fairness, you weren't the first or the last year.
I know he told that a bunch, didn't he?
Bobby Evans. Bobby, you need to go back to PE class.
Yeah.
Not little Bobby, larger Bobby.
Yeah.
See how nice I am now?
Larger, yeah.
68 years old teaches you that.
No, one of the greatest things that you said, that out of many, was that we ask about kids today. Kids today, you wonder about how kids are doing. And Coach Magel has always said, kids haven't changed. Kids are the same. They grow up the same. What's changed is the parents have changed.
Well, yeah, technology has changed the world right now.
Yeah.
Every kid, I get on the airplane, I cannot believe that every mother, dad, and kid have a handheld thing and they're playing some kind of game.
Yeah.
It's just unbelievable how electronics has just taken over the whole world.
And back in our day,
yeah,
our dads, they whipped our butts.
Oh yeah.
to the letter.
I wouldn't let you
Your
guys
dad,
play-
old box dog, Sonny put it on you.
I wouldn't
My
let you
dad
guys
would
play
be.
a radio on the bus.
You wouldn't let them play the radio.
No, we couldn't play a radio on the bus. I mean, we
No
were
back
all.
gloves.
We would never even thought about it.
No.
Yeah, I had
No
some try
batting
to.
gloves. No batting gloves.
No,
No.
that was.
That's for
No bad
sissies.
glove either.
No water on the practice field till April 1st.
That's right.
No
that's
water.
Right. That's right.
He wouldn't bring the hose out to spigot
You know, Coach,
till April 1st.
That was
Remember
the deal.
that,
They wouldn't give you
Ash?
water. Y'all wouldn't give us water. We had salt tablets. Here, eat some of these.
And then we'd go in Coach Rawls' deal, and everybody get
sneak in to get ice.
get a glove full of ice. We'd be out there. And then we had those balls stashed in the bushes so we didn't have to run.
If we lost a ball, we had to run for it. So,
Yeah.
so we'd hide balls so that if we came up short, go, oh, here's one up here in this tree. So we didn't have to run.
To the road and back, right?
Three to the road and back. Even as a basketball player, I heard that all the time. 3 to the road and back.
Oh my goodness! That
What
was
I
tough.
remember about the sprints after practice was Larry. Larry, he hated those sprints. He said, what does this have to do with playing baseball?
Well, one of the all-time quotes, Shank, you tell him what he told you when you're about to.
Oh yeah, he said you'll pass out before you die. Don't worry about it. I'd caught a double header, and we were running a 10-10-10 at Lowry, foul pole to foul pole.
Must have lost.
And Coach, he says, don't worry about it. You'll pass out before you die. I was a sophomore.
We can't tell about the large
I
body.
don't think I had much class.
No, you had a lot of class. You just didn't have a whole lot of sympathy.
Yeah, empathy.
You weren't very empathetic.
Yeah.
Well, I always had a good player behind you.
Made it easier, didn't it?
Yeah, it made it a lot
Even you, Ashby.
Even you, Ashby.
Yeah. Well, that was the deal about large Bobby.
But Gary wanted to be a left-handed shortstop. I mean, he wanted to be a left-handed shortstop the worst way. Well, can you imagine a left-handed shortstop playing in high school? There's no way. It took 2.5 years to break him of the idea that he could play first base.
He probably could have. He had great hands.
But I kept you. I shelved you till the state tournament, didn't I?
Yeah.
Well, you shelved me my sophomore year.
And then made Bratcher give you his jersey.
Yeah,
that's a little rough.
That was
That's
rough.
for another day. That story's for another day.
Yeah.
This is 1974.
Yeah.
And how much time we got?
30.
All right, we don't have enough time for this, but
Yeah,
74 and 72 were the two best teams, I think, in the history of Lubbock. And I don't know. I think 74 would probably make a good case for them, and 72 would make a good case for them. But that was, I think, the two best teams.
And 71 was the best team, didn't win it.
Well, or 70.
78 was the best team I ever had, and we didn't win it.
78.
Oh.
78.
We'll be right back. Coach Bagel's here.
We kicked 70.
And we got lots of people here.
We won.
Sports talk conversations with a good laugh mixed in. This is the Sports Talk with Thetford and Ashby podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
All right, Cardinal Sports Center, just outside the loop on Slide Road for all of your sporty good needs. They're Texas Tech and Lubbock Sports, and they got Monterey stuff in there if you're looking for that. And they outfit our teams and all over this part of the country. Plus, it's just a fantastic store. Fashion kind of stuff in there, too. Mac Owen at the Owen Group, he's an old Monterey guy, and he is one of the top advertising agencies anywhere around these parts. Outstanding service that he gives. He helps us with the Lubbock ISD Athletic Hall of Honor, by the way. This program right here is part of Mac Owen's work, and he puts it all together. And this 1974 team was inducted in the class of 2018, if y'all remember that. Y'all were put in, and every year we put all the old teams in, and then this year's, there's Matt Miller right there. He went in, Monterey pitcher, Texas Tech pitcher, but that was the class of 2023 last year. All right.
Lubbock Sports Station with Sports Talk with Thetford and Ashby on Double T 97.3.
I got that little silver dot there. No, on the microphone. On the microphone.
Yeah, right here?
Yeah, that's the one. You don't have to stay very close to that one. It's a good microphone.
Okay.
All right,
Be careful you don't break it, big as you are.
Lubbock Truck Sales here in Lubbock, Texas. They take care of Texas Tech and the Going Band. They're the ones that they supply those trucks every year, new trucks for the Tech football team and the Going Band from Raiderland. Just big Red Raider supporters, great fans, and they have all the big names you're looking for in trucks and trailers and all that kind of stuff. And Mickey Rogers, he has Cafe Venture, which has Fuddruckers. They've moved now from Slide. They're at 66th in Milwaukee. Same great food, and but a little different restaurant, a lot smaller, but great place to go. 66th in Milwaukee Avenue, the new Fuddruckers. All right, Coach Magel's going to stay with us because all these guys are his guys. And
you're not kidding.
All of them are. Think of all the guys through the years.
They're survivors, boy.
They are.
They are survivors of three hard years.
It wasn't easy.
No, it wasn't easy, but the rewards were great.
They were well worth it.
It made a lot of good humans out of them. They had a lot of respect for life.
All right, Marlon Hamilton's here. He actually got hits that kept him going in the state tournament. You got 2 hits, Marlon. I was bragging on you earlier.
Yeah.
What happened? Did the ball just hit your bat?
Yeah, pretty close. Yeah.
You and Coach kind of shared this one, right?
Okay, yep.
All right. No, I was proud of you. That was good.
Well, it was, it was boiling hot, and one thing that we lost in this story is that first game is that Scott Gardner pitched for us. Scott was a hot pitcher.
This is funny.
Yeah, so Larry was, he was our ace up to that point, but he had been ill the week before. So the thinking was that Larry was weak or not strong. He didn't have enough time to recover, and so Scott pitched, and we were down 3-0 first inning. We had not come to bat.
He didn't make it through the first inning. He got one out.
He got one out, and so Larry was in left field, and I was in center, and Larry was furious. He had hit through his glove down about every other pitch on the ground.
I could hear him from the dugout. Hollering at me.
What were you saying, Larry?
He was hollering
That's
at
Larry
me.
Horn.
Yeah.
What were you saying? Come on.
Yeah, it was something like,
Don't moderate it now.
No, I was just screaming at him to put me in.
Oh, you screamed at Coach Magel.
I was screaming at Coach Magel to put me in.
He likes for you to scream at him, doesn't he?
No.
I didn't know him.
That's probably the only time I ever did.
Oh.
I don't remember him being sick or anything, but I don't know why I started Gardner.
Well, I had been sick.
He was a great pitcher.
He was, I think, him and
Gardner
some
was a
others.
good pitcher.
Yeah.
But he couldn't handle that pressure.
Yeah.
He was way above his pay grade right there.
How'd that make him feel? Your left fielder is yelling at the coach, "Get him out of there! Put me in!"
Yeah.
He was. I could hear him. He was a gorilla coming up there.
Coach Magel waved me in, and
What'd you say when you got there?
I didn't say anything to him. He just handed me the ball and said, "Get us out of this." And I did. I told him I would. So we did.
One thing that this guy did, it was hot. It was so hot you couldn't even stand to be out on the field without. And so he just pounded the plate, and we spent the rest of the game on the bench while they were out in the field. And so eventually we caught up and won the game.
Yeah. Well, Larry pitched 6 2/3 innings, and he only gave up 3 hits and struck out 5 the rest of the way.
Yep.
Scott pitched 1/3. Not to throw Scott. Scott was a really good pitcher.
Oh, Scott was great.
A great athlete. 1/3, he gave up 1 hit and 3 runs and walked 2. You love walks, didn't you? You like to put them on for nothing.
Well, I'll tell you, pressure was really after that sophomore.
Yeah. He was young.
He was way above his need to be there. It was my fault to put him out there.
Well, he rebounded the next day, and he pitched a very good game.
He was all right the next day, but boy, for that one right there, if it hadn't been for Larry bailing us out, I don't know what we'd have done.
It's funny. You talk about Scott. I was thinking about this morning. We played. Snyder was in our district back then, and we played double headers. Every time we played a double header. We didn't play single games back then. If you remember that, I don't know.
I don't remember it.
But we played Snyder in a double header on a Saturday here in Lubbock, and the wind was blowing from the north, and it was kind of cold, about 45 degrees. I pitched the first game. Snyder got 1 hit. Scott pitched the second game. Snyder got 1 hit. They came all that way for 2 games and went home with 2 hits. But Scott was a heck of a pitcher.
He was.
He was. I ran into him later when we were playing pro ball, and I saw him when he was playing with the Astros. So
yeah. Those are so many good players. All you guys were really good.
Well, here's Billy Denny, who's a reserve outfield defensive specialist base runner. And what's lost in the whole story are there was a couple of really big catches, particularly in the game before we went to state. We won 1-0, and they had 2 men in scoring positions. And this guy makes a tremendous catch in left field that I couldn't even get close to. No one else. And this guy was covering that slot, and he made that catch. So we could be looking at a different story today if he hadn't made those
Billy hadn't
catches.
made that catch.
Yeah.
Billy, this catch you made, was it in the left field alley, center field?
No,
so Marlon
was-
should have been over there.
No, well, yeah, no. I say it, 'cause if I'd have missed it, I'd have been, that's your ball. But no, it was more over shortstop, just between short and second.
Sinking liner.
Sinking liner. And you ran. That's the hardest one to me to catch.
Yeah.
Running forward, trying to
On
dive.
his knees, you know, kind of scoop that ball right there.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That was your claim to fame, right?
Claim to fame,
I saw you were
Well,
pinch runner in one of the games, and you didn't score, but doesn't look like you did.
I usually went for when Rocky would get on. I would usually run for Rocky.
Oh, and he got on. Well, he hit it out of the park. So
Well, he had to.
Yeah.
Not to say he was slow, but he just wasn't fast.
He was going to get all the way around.
Yeah.
He was built for power.
Yeah, built for power. But I remember at state, Rocky got on first, and of course I got the nod to go to first, and I guess people knew, by then, so they called timeout. They put a lefty in. I was like, well, that's great. Well, they threw over there 3 or 4 times, and Coach May gave a signal every time. And finally, he's like,
you wanted him to steal.
Yeah, it was a steal sign, and finally he got tired of giving signals. He was like, go. I was like,
You got tired of doing all this other stuff.
Oh.
You're going.
Nothing's changed yet.
You stole it.
Quit thinking,
Got
man.
second. Yeah.
Quit thinking.
And then the catcher was awesome. He was a good catcher. He'd pick people off second, throw behind them.
Oh.
And
was that Adendroff he told me?
He threw it second to me, but when he threw the second, I went to third.
Oh, there you go.
I was like, I hope I'm not in trouble.
Yeah,
You didn't give me the steal signal, but I went anyway.
You had to run right down there to him.
I know. I'm standing there going, okay, I'm going to get it now.
That's something. These are great memories, y'all. It's the greatest thing to get back together. These people that don't come back to the reunions, I don't get it. I mean, it is so fun.
I know.
Well said.
Success like y'all had, it is fun.
Well, you take 50 years since we've done this. It is amazing that everybody still has a good memory and everybody's in good health.
That's right.
We really appreciate it.
So I got to experience it with my son, Jeff.
Yeah.
Because they won with Coach Magel, the 96 state championship.
Right.
That was the last one.
Boy, that was a good one.
Yeah.
That was a good
And
one.
I got to experience that as a father, watching your son play.
Yeah. So what was that like?
Oh, it was horrible. I mean, it was.
I understand what you're saying.
It was just, excruciating. That's about the best way I could
we
put
didn't
it.
start till 11:42 in the morning.
I know.
Yeah.
On a Saturday.
It was almost midnight when that game started.
We playing Sunday in the state tournament.
You had trouble in 81 with all the rain.
Oh, my Lord. We were down there forever.
Yeah, it rained it delayed.
I took them out to Barton Creek. They never had been anywhere. We took the bus down to Barton Creek.
Yeah.
And where the diving boards were at the pool, and water right below. It was so much running through there. They couldn't even appreciate the beauty of Barton Springs at that time.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's just such, there's been 4 state championships. The 72 team, the 74 team, y'all's, the 81 and the 96, all for Coach Magel. And they've had some other teams get down there. And Coach had, just so y'all know, you might not have heard him, he said his best team ever was 1978. The year but he has a bunch of grown men. They were all like Larry Horn, weren't they?
Oh, yeah.
Kind of like that
Everybody
size.
was big as Rocky at that time.
And Rocky. And big Ron Reeves.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I remember that team. Dave Rieger.
Huge guy. Yeah. Rudigan.
Rudigan. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Rudigan.
Harp. Yeah. Yep.
Jeff Harp was the catcher.
Yeah.
Yes.
They were a bunch of grown men, but I was reminded we dropped that fly ball in right field and it ruined us.
I think he's thought of it again since that day. We were ahead 6-0 and it dropped a fly ball to end it.
No, it prolonged it. They went ahead and
was that the last inning, Coach?
And Wooten throws the ball, and shortstop throws it toward Pinkerton, and he throws it in the right field corner.
Oh.
We completely destroyed in the 6th inning.
Oh my gosh!
I've never seen a high school team get as bad as we did in one inning.
But it's like it's a game of momentum. It's a game of like one pitch here, one pitch there, and it changes the game. Whether it's a ball or a strike or a base hit or whatever it is, or somebody he doesn't make that catch, and so they score 2 runs and we're down 2-1, and it was an exhausting hot day, and like I said, everyone was feeling weak because there was some kind of virus going on the team.
Oh, yeah.
And so playing another game that day would have been a disaster for us.
Y'all were behind 2-1 the state championship game. In the bottom of the 6th?
Actually, we're down 2-0.
Oh, yeah, you scored 4 that inning.
Yep.
You scored 4, but you scored 1. So it's now 2-1, and now he's bringing Richard Bowles to the plate. Coach Makel says, Richard, grab a bat. Is that what you said to him?
I don't remember. I just I needed somebody swinging a bat. I didn't care who it was. It happened to be Bowles, and Bowles did it all.
That's unbelievable.
It was just one of those luck deals. It was his turn to be a hero,
and he was. What y'all think when he sent Richard Bowles to the plate?
Well, it was a great move.
He's a sophomore.
It was a great move, and the reason is that pitcher they had, the little lefty they threw against us. Bless his heart, he probably couldn't break a pane of glass, but we couldn't hit him. He had a good curveball, but we were used to like hard throwing, and we'd wear a fastball pitcher out.
Yeah.
But with him, we were out lunging on our front foot, and we just couldn't hit him. And it was a great move bringing Richard in. It was a great move bringing him in and pinch hitting him.
Yeah, and he gets it out of the ball.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me about the celebration. The game wasn't over.
I want to tell you about before the game. So he's my roommate in my room, and so in the middle of the night, I had a couple of buddies, close buddies that were former managers and trainers for us. They come in, they take his spot and another person's spot, Lloyd Sanders' spot. Those guys had to sleep on the floor. So the next day, we're dressing for the game.
Yeah.
And so Richard, he's off on his own. He goes in this big bathroom. They had this huge mirror in there. And, all he's got on is his shorts, underwear. And he's over there acting like he's batting. He's doing the game. He said, Richard Bowles at bat, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. And he was playing that game, that same situation in that room. And so this friend of mine was in there, Don Butler. He laughed and giggled. He said, Bowles, Makel's not even going to let you on the field even shag balls. What are you talking about? We were laughing and laughing.
That is a great story.
And he's right out there. So you got to ask him about those stories. Phenomenal play. You just can't believe it. Yeah.
That's amazing that he was pretending.
Yes, he was.
Exactly what happened that night.
Yep.
Yeah, he wasn't a big kid at that time either. No. To hit a home run.
I heard he was a line drive hitter. And that's
he had some power, though. Richard did have some power.
That.
It was a line drive.
He had some
power.
It
was a line drive out of the park.
Left field line about this far in.
But it was still climbing.
Yeah.
It was gold.
He ripped it.
That field we played on, it was 310 down the line.
Yeah.
In left field.
And center field, it kind of lifted up, kind of raised.
Center field did, yeah. But right down the left field line, it was 310.
You guys' memories are great. I enjoy this.
So just briefly, right quick. So the team that we played in the first game, Pasadena, their catcher ended up playing with Marlon and I at Blinn. And then the pitcher for Springwoods that pitched the first game, Kim Lancaster, he was on our team at Blinn too the next year.
Right.
Man, y'all were loaded.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, we were.
Oh, man.
They won a state championship this year.
Springwoods or Pasadena?
Blinn won the
national championship. Yeah.
Yes, they did.
That's right.
Alumni from Blinn.
Do y'all remember Bobby Evans at all?
No. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's coach up there.
Dusty Hart.
Dusty Hart. I'm sorry, I got the wrong one. Bobby
we had 2 guys on our team. On the team that Marlon and I played on, we had 2 guys that had World Series rings. We were extremely talented. I'm telling you.
Didn't Donnie Moore go to Blinn?
No, he went to Ranger.
Ranger, because you have to go to class.
So this guy was National Pitcher of the Year, freshman year.
National Pitcher of the Year.
Yeah, and then the next year, Rocky, about halfway through the season, they said, we need a 4th pitcher. You want to pitch? And he was like 7-0 with a 1.5 ERA.
Rocky Albertus.
Yeah.
Well, Rocky could throw hard.
He had a slider that was just devastating. Yeah.
My goodness. And you went to Montreal for...
So I signed right after my junior college year. I was drafted in the January draft. Back then they had one.
Yeah.
And Montreal owned the rights to me to May 20th, and then so I signed, and they sent me straight to the Florida State League down at West Palm Beach. So I was 18 years old.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you a story. Red Murph called me at home one night. He said, "What in the hell is going on with Horn?"
Oh, I know, right?
I said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "We've got his orders to go to the major leagues, and he's going home."
Yeah.
And Lord of mercy, I mean, he was unhinged about that.
I think I was in Denver playing with the Denver Bears, the AAA team.
Yeah.
And our coach was Jack McKeon, which you've heard of him.
Yeah.
He's won a couple World Series. Yeah, that was a tough time.
So they had you were going to the bigs.
I didn't know it.
Yeah, he was good. Yeah,
Nobody told me. I was just there.
He told me that they had cut his orders to go to the big league.
And you headed home
to Montreal, and
I was on the big league roster for 2 years. The 40-man roster.
Yeah.
And of course, got to go to spring training and play in all the spring training games and all that kind of stuff. But I'd always go back to the minor leagues, double A or AAA. So.
All right, this is Marlon Hamilton, Larry Horn, Billy Denny, all state champions, 1974, 50 years ago. Coach Magel, he was their coach.
What a great bunch of guys.
Oh, it's just, the memories are just too much.
Oh, unbelievable.
I got out in 71. Awesome. We were at state. We had the bases loaded, 2 outs. Billy Searles at the plate, and we're down 1 to Bel Air. He swung at 3 in the dirt. 3 curveballs in the dirt. We went home in the state championship game. So many times, Coach. So many great teams. And this was one of the best ever.
So many runner-ups. So many opportunities just right there. Runner-up.
It's got to be your turn.
Yep.
Yeah. A lot of teams never have those chances.
No.
I don't know if y'all remember like I do. But
Sports talk conversations with a good laugh mixed in. This is the Sports Talk with Thetford and Ashby podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
All right, here we go. I got to do some commercials. Yeah, she told me. All right, what am I doing here? R.C. Taylor Distributing Company right here in Lubbock. They deliver convenience store-type items, grocery store-type items that 150 miles around Lubbock, and they get you an account, and they'll bring it right to you and unload it and take care of you. They just take care of you at R.C. Taylor Distributing Company. So give them a call, get yourself set up. And right now is a good time, especially you booster clubs around this whole area that have concession stands. Why don't you just get you an account? They'll bring it right to you. And you don't have to go to town, load it up, and do all that other stuff. And you'll get the same products for better price as well at R.C. Taylor Distributing Company. All right, I've skipped a couple, so I got to go back. When we do these big groups like this, it messes up our spots, but we'll be okay.
Sports Talk with Thetford and Ashby returns on Double T 97.3.
Here.
I don't know. I remember how many years.
Has it been a long time?
How long we been here, Jeff? Jeff will know.
This building or total?
This building.
3 years?
3 years in this building.
Wrong one.
We started 15.
I didn't know
Gary and I started 15 years ago. Y'all have to turn on mute. Yeah. So we started, this is our 15th year. So we start 16 in September. It's hard to believe. Let me do this quick commercial here. I was telling you about Mighty Wash earlier. This is the Texas Tech coaches. This is who they use. They're all over Lubbock. They're also, don't put it in front of you. They're all over it's the Permian Basin, and they're all around in eastern New Mexico, too. And they're locally owned and operated right here. Make sure you're on TV, Kurt. We can't even see you.
Yo, you don't have a watch lens.
Yeah, we got to get you on TV. Scoot over there by Richard.
Okay.
Now, Richard, y'all move that out of your way.
We're going to need a wide-angle lens.
That's the state championship trophy, right? I was talking about Mighty. Yeah, I already finished that. Okay. 1974. It seems just like yesterday.
Oh, bull. a long time ago for me.
Yeah, a long time ago. It's but what a memory! What great memories!
Well, the rewards were great.
They really were. Not many teams, not many young guys get to have these kind of things. You think about Monterey and all the history of Monterey baseball. It's one of the greatest baseball programs in the country, the history of the country, and they've won 4 state championships. So a bunch didn't win it. Now, a bunch had success. They won a lot of district championships, and one got all the way to state and all those but very few won a state championship. It's a special deal that you guys.
We came in second 4 times.
See there?
With the finals 8 times.
Finals 8 times.
Boy, you play those Houston schools, it's tough.
Yeah, they're good.
Oh, man.
Bel Air. And we had a rivalry going with Bel Air.
Everybody down there. It was just a new group of guys every year. Just one little bunch of knots from Lubbock. Woo.
Knots. You guys were great. You guys were great. I was asking the other guys about the hitting in the game. We didn't hit much down there against Spring Woods in the final. They had 6 hits. We had 4. And one of those was it ended up being the game winner.
You make it sound like we were lucky to be there.
Well, yeah, I'm telling you, Coach. We're going to have to hit better than this, Coach. We had 3 hits in the semifinals.
If you go in with good pitching, you can play that kind of game.
Yeah, and we had good pitching too.
We had good pitching.
So they had 4 hits. So it was going to be a close, low-scoring game.
That's exactly right.
And Monterey had what it took to get it done.
You better be able to play it too, because it's going to be close.
You got to play defense.
You got to play every angle.
Yeah.
To win, because it's so close.
Yeah. Richard, you didn't ever play in the field, did you?
I did not.
That year. You just had that one at bat.
Not that I remember.
You don't remember?
It was a long time ago.
It sure was.
It gets to this point now, you can just say, yeah, I was a starter at short and second.
No, they know better.
Played both. And all right, what all positions did y'all play? Kurt,
I played catcher.
Did you get to play? I'm looking here.
I played.
How you? Yeah.
Okay. There's one thing.
Yeah.
I played catcher one game, and I got a hit, and I got on the first pitch, next pitch. I attempted to steal second. That's a Abilene Cooper, and I overslid. He tagged me out. He replaced me, and he got to the bench, and he goes, "You'll never play another inning." And
is that what you told him, Coach?
Consequences.
I had no idea.
Consequences.
Oh yeah.
And that's what he taught. He taught us is hard work and the consequences of your actions. And there you go.
You still remember, don't you?
Still.
Did you steal a base?
No, I got tagged out.
Oh, I was going to say.
Well, he stole it, but then he slid over it.
Must have been a wild pitch or something.
No, it wasn't.
He wasn't that fast.
Yeah, I played catcher though.
I remember, Kurt. I remember. It's just amazing. You look back on all these guys that. How many of them are here? How many of them are here at the reunion?
Oh, I have no idea.
Probably about 12.
12 of us, yeah.
12,
and some people might show up.
Yeah, they might show up later
for the dinner.
Only about 12.
How many did y'all have on the team?
21.
No, I didn't carry that many.
Or 18.
18.
18.
So 12 out of 18 are already here?
Yeah.
How many, have any have passed?
Nope.
Y'all are all still alive?
We lost one of our managers, Lloyd Sanders.
Oh, Lloyd Sanders. Yeah,
one of our managers.
Okay.
Yeah. But the players were all here.
Yeah.
All here?
Yeah.
All 74 grads?
Nope. 75.
75 grads.
Some of us are 75.
74
some of them are 74.
Yeah.
Some of them are 76.
76.
You're 76. You were on the team.
75.
Yes.
You were 75?
Yeah. I was a junior.
After that one base, I was a cheerleader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was a junior when we won the state.
Well, I'll be dang. I thought you were a senior.
No.
Okay, so you're 75. You graduated with my sister, Denan.
Probably, yeah.
Yep.
You remember Denan?
I don't remember a lot of things.
Yeah.
Making you feel good.
What happened?
You got to understand, we graduated, what was it, 740-something kids?
Oh, my
So there's a lot of them I don't remember.
Yeah.
And I met some of them afterwards that would come up and go, "Oh, yeah, we watched you play baseball. I graduated with you."
Were we that big? Were we that big then? 700.
We graduated.
Yep.
Good Lord!
Y'all graduated
689.
689. We had 740 when we graduated.
I forget all that.
I had 633 in 71. I thought it was going down, but it evidently was still going up.
It went up after that.
Evidently, everybody remembers how many graduated with you. I couldn't tell you if it was 200.
You were lucky to even be there. What are you talking about?
75.
No,
you got it. 76.
76.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My gosh, it's unbelievable.
But there's never a day don't know about you guys, that we don't think about the man.
Coach Magel.
Because of what he taught
Well,
us.
you're a nice guy, Kurt.
Well, you didn't think so in 74. But no, what he taught us was the work ethic, consequences to our actions, and what it took to be, if you wanted to be a championship player or a championship person, what it took to be that type of person.
Well, you just had to put in your time and do it right.
Yep.
Well, we were known as the second track team.
Yeah.
We could have
to the road.
subbed for the track to the team. If they got lost, we could have run for them.
Yeah.
To the road. Everybody, to the road.
That's all he said. To the road. What happened, Coach, when they had to send them to the road? What happened?
They just had to go down there and touch that concrete and come back.
I know, but did they mess up?
Did they mess up?
When you had to go to the road?
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
Somebody
messed
one guy
up.
penalized them all.
That's right. That's right.
It was a complete team effort.
Those outfielders were wondering, what in the world's going on here? We got to drop our glove and go to the road back.
Yep. You made them leave their glove.
Well, they didn't carry that glove.
They don't carry any extra weight.
No.
Yeah.
No.
How many times? Do y'all remember a time that you went to the road and back more than? We always heard 3 to the road and back when I was in school.
It was more than that.
3 to the road.
We don't remember.
Oh,
you don't remember?
Well, okay. One story. You remember the lady at First Cafeteria?
Yeah.
That served the tea and everything?
Uh-huh.
So, and our 75 team, some of the players were disrespectful to her.
Oh, gosh.
So we came back from that, and all you said was, get on your shorts and shirt. Tennis shoe. Let's go.
Is that right? I don't remember
we
that.
ran and we ran and we ran.
You got word about it.
Now, is this wasn't down in Midland?
No, it was here right off.
I remember us getting beat in Midland and everybody not doing it the right way for losing. Mm-hmm. And I ran till it turned dark.
Uh-huh.
For losing?
Yeah.
Yeah. You ran for losing. That's good.
Yeah, was dang right.
Yeah.
I mean,
You did that.
we
to
did
us.
do it right. I had a bunch. You guys may have been there, but I had a bunch that beat Lubbock High something like 13 runs, and they made fun of them. I lined them up and ran foul poles.
You made fun of Lubbock High?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Made fun of those kids over Lubbock High because they were lesser than we were, and we didn't have any bit of showing people up. We just played.
That's good.
But they wanted to house ape a little bit. I didn't like that.
You did that to us in 75, but we split a doubleheader with Lubbock High, and he determined that we weren't playing to full capacity.
Competing.
After a doubleheader, we went out and ran for an hour and a half in the outfield.
I never ran an hour and a half.
At least an hour. At least an hour. Because I remember, because I got to my car, I couldn't even raise my arm and put the key in the car. Had to sit there to get enough strength to start my car up to go home.
Yeah. It's you think about it, you're right. It was hard. I'd sit in class I played basketball for Coach Mahaka, and I loved it. I just loved it. And y'all love playing baseball. But when you're sitting in class, you're thinking, it's going to hurt this afternoon. It's going to hurt. And it's hot out here and all that stuff that goes through your mind. You guys were tough on us. Y'all really were. And we appreciate it.
I had one of the better pitchers I ever had, a guy named Junior Garza.
Yeah.
He was a junior, and he was one of the best kids in the state. He quit. He wasn't going to run.
No.
He flat checked it in. That was the last time he ever played. I saw him out at, he was in, I think I was in Colorado. And he came up, I was on the street, he came up and told me the story about him and Junior Salinas, Jason Salinas, quitting because they didn't want to run. Because they didn't think they were part of it.
Yeah.
Holly, I wasn't a part of the team. That's the way it goes.
You remember running the bleachers?
Oh, yes.
And everything?
The wood ones?
No, these were the metal ones over on.
Oh.
Yeah, we had wood.
Bleachers.
Somebody in Lowry Field.
No.
We're talking about Monterey High.
Monterey. We'd run zigzags.
We'd run zigzags on them,
yeah. 74, we had wooden ones.
Yeah.
75.
We
had the metal. I remember the clang, clang, clang is all I remember.
And we were running quarter things. I'd be with Shankle. He'd put me with Shankle. And there was always a saying that you never beat a senior on there. So I'll be running around. I'd pinch him on the butt, get speed up a little bit,
get Jimmy up
and
front
Jimmy
of
over there, and we'd come right across.
All right, let's.
Shankle let you beat him?
No, I wouldn't beat him because I kept pinching him on the butt to get him to go faster.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. All right, let's go back to the game, and because they told us some information while y'all were standing all talking. Rodney, I don't know what you were doing. What position were you playing?
I was third base.
All right, let me see.
For both games.
Let me see how you did.
He was pick him up and throw him out.
You could get him.
Not much movement to left and right.
The ruling was if I beat anybody running on the team, we all got to run again. Because I was the slowest guy on the team.
So you made sure you finished last.
I didn't have to make sure. That was just the way it was.
But you were strong. That was the main thing.
Yeah, you were 0 for 0 in the semifinals. Did you?
I walked twice, I think.
And
once or twice in both games, and then he's the one that pinch hit.
Did he drive you in? He pinch hit for you?
You pinched him for me.
I always wondered who that was.
It was me.
I didn't know who.
Well, the reason why I found this out later, I couldn't see the ball. I had to have glasses after that. And that's why I didn't hit.
That's a good one.
Coach Bagel knew
he knew I couldn't see it, so he had to put somebody that could.
I knew you hadn't seen many.
All right. Well, Marlon tells the story that you were in the room with him at the hotel. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's right. Maybe we got 1 minute left. He says he goes in there that morning, you're in there in your underwear, and you're practice swinging in the mirror saying, Richard Bowles at the plate. 2 outs. Whoever thought, Richard? Were you scared? You're a sophomore.
No, I was not. I mean, Coach had us prepared.
Yeah.
And so you don't think about that when you're in the game like that. You know, you just get up there, and I was just fortunate to be in the right place at the right time. And I remember it well. Richard Holt was the guy before Rodney.
Yep.
I intentionally walked in, put guys on first and second.
Yeah.
And then the guy threw me a fastball high and wide.
And you hit it out.
So I knew the second one coming was a fastball, and I was a fastball hitter. So hit a line drive, and we got lucky.
Won the state championship. Guys, this was so fun.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for being here today.
We appreciate it.
I don't know if we got some more.
You've been listening to the Sports Talk with Thetford and Ashby podcast from Double T 97.3. Catch the show live Saturday mornings from 9 to noon on Double T 97.3 FM or on the Double T 97.3 mobile app.